got her cleaned up. Think about that. Let's go for a ride. Okay, hello YouTube world. Today we are going to talk about the big world of Matt's Mid-America Trucking Show and what my reason was for going. And then we'll discuss Uber Freight, and we'll discuss some of the people and YouTube fans that I met while at the Mid-America Trucking Show. Right now we are going to back out of this parking spot here at the Petro in Glendale, Kentucky. We stopped here and got the truck washed and a much needed shower.
Very good,
so it was a much needed, both of them, because the truck got nasty on the way to Matt's. And funny story with that is that we stopped here on the way up, and it was just starting to well, we had a little snow squall just south of here, and we stopped and looked at the truck, and the truck looked okay. It was just wet, no salt. So we went on up to the Loves, because I heard there was some working class show trucks getting washed at the Pride Truck Wash, I think it is, in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. And yes, guys, we're doing 5 miles an hour in this parking lot. Not 15 or 20, but 5. What's the hurry to get out of here, right? Do not want to run over some poor old truck driver. So anyway, I don't like those guys that fly through these truck stops. It's crazy. Anyway, focusing on my turn here, make sure nobody's coming. Yes, we stopped there. Everybody said there's some nice trucks getting washed in Pride. So I thought, okay, well, that's closer to Louisville. Let's go there. So I get there and hang out for about an hour or so, waiting on Make Sense. That guy that makes the YouTube channel. Y'all, if y'all don't know who he is, go check him out. Makes Sense. And that's the name of his YouTube channel. So he met me there in Shepherdsville, and we ran on up together. But I got in line to get the truck washed there at Pride, and the guy said, well, we're actually washing at the show. So if you want to go on up to the show and get washed there, then we'd be good. So I thought, okay, because I was going to wait for the roads to dry up before I went on to Louisville. So got just north of Shepherdsville, and then that's where everything turned to salt. The roads wasn't nowhere near as wet as it was earlier, but they salted the roads up there, and that trashed the truck. All that time I spent getting her shined up in yeah, that's my road. All that time I spent getting her shined up in Kingman got ruined from the snow and road salt and on the last 10-mile journey. So we get up there to the mobile truck wash in the show truck lot, and they wanted $200. Down here in Shepherdsville, they charged $92 for everything. And up there, they were charging $200 just to wash the truck and trailer with no engine, no undercarriage, no nothing. So I just didn't do it, man. I mean, yeah, I would have liked to have it washed, but that's just greed. You know, I just got to think against greed. I mean, I don't know. Price gouging, you know. I have standards, I guess. So anyway, so I sit there filthy the entire weekend, and I had some really cool subscribers come by and see the truck, and it was pretty embarrassing. But it is what it is, you know. So we got her cleaned up now, and everything is and life is good again. So, yes, we have a really cool show load that we picked up there at Matt's. It picked up this morning and goes down here to Nashville. Real short haul load, and worked out really, really great. Big money, and even got some detention time on a day that I would have been normally sitting around anyway. There's no point in arguing that with the brokers because they pay detention, we take detention, you know. If it had been a normal weekday, it's what would have happened. So we don't change because it hurts the next guy, which we'll get into our Uber discussion in just a bit. So anyway, so yes, we went to Matt's Mid-America Trucking Show there in Louisville, Kentucky. The place is just huge. The weather was bad. Like I think Thursday it rained. Friday was semi-clear. Saturday it just never did stop raining. And well, Saturday, see, I had an agenda. You know, I went in there with an agenda, and it was. Anybody notice the sign says trucks need to be in the left lane? Normally, I think that one there's going to say that. So let's get over before we get to cross the solid line. That's what happens when you get to talking. But we just jumped on. I didn't see one earlier. But normally, if there's the right lane's on the shoulder, they put trucks in the left lane because the shoulder is not designed to hold up the weight of these trucks. So, like the tanker up there, he can't read. So anyway, yeah, we had an agenda for the truck show. It was more about going and seeing the innovation, new innovation into the trucking industry. Priority was not going to see the show trucks. However, the show trucks are really cool and awesome to look at, but my focus was on innovation, and I went looking for certain things, and one of the things I went looking for was a weight scale system for my trailer, and because the truck has a suspension gauge on it, and I had to go to a cat scale just to check the weight of the trailer, and sometimes you can drive 50, 60 miles to get a scale, and then if it's overweight, then you gotta go back that 50 or 60 miles. So it gets to be quite costly and time consuming. So we looked out and found a new innovative technology called AppWay. We will show you that product. We might just do a product demonstration review on another video. We might give you a glimpse of it later. I don't know. I doubt it. No. But anyway, we'll just talk about it right now. So we got an AppWay system, and what it does is like a little Bluetooth air thing that goes on. You cut the airline coming off of the ride height adjustment. Put that T fitting in there, screw on that little Bluetooth signal sender, and the app on your phone, it will show you the weight. What you do is you cut it, put it in there, and scale it empty, put the empty weight in, then scale it loaded, put the loaded weight in, and then from there on you have yourself a really good baseline. And that system was $125. I was expecting to pay right at $300 for a Weighmaster system, which is a big old box you got to put under there with a liquid filled gauge. So it's just a lot more time consuming and labor intensive. So we bought two of those systems, one for the tractor and one for the trailer, even though yes, the tractor has a suspension gauge on it, but I was going to look for a gauge to change out in my dash for one that is adjustable into a PSI system like Super Trucker Dan did on his Peterbilt. But I wanted to find a gauge that looked exactly like my factory gauges, so I probably would have had to shop around if I could have even found it. So for 125 bucks and super ease of installation, we went with the app-way system. And then the next latest, greatest innovative technology that we went with was we were looking for, I'm sorry, we wasn't looking for it. We bought ourselves a tire pressure monitoring system. I think, I'm not going to tell you the name of it because I don't have it in front of me and I don't want to get it wrong. But what it is, it has a little transmitter you hook up inside the battery box. A wire on positive, a wire on a negative, and a little transmitter in it. And you have these little Bluetooth sensors that go on your valve stems. And they are calibrated to what tire pressure you run. And then you set your high and your low parameters. And it will keep a constant monitoring on all your tire pressures, which is phenomenal. And I just bought the 10 tire system. I could have bought the ones for the trailer as well, because that company makes the cable that ties into the auto inflation system, and it would have worked for that as well. But they didn't have that particular cable in stock. I think that cable was like $35 each, so that would have been an additional $240 for the cables, and then the money for the sensors. So I think it was just the one cable you needed. But anyway, so the trailer has auto inflation system, so it will keep the tires aired up. So I really wasn't that concerned with it, even though it would be nice to see what the pressure is, because it's really difficult to check the air pressure in that system, make sure it's still doing it correctly. So anyway, so yes, that system has like a little monitor. You suction cup it somewhere, and it will alert you if. So like, you know, I mean, I'm pretty good about sticking my tire pressure 2 or 3 times a week, and I thump them a couple times a day. But if you go and you back in a dock, you get loaded, you pull out of the dock, you close your doors, and you drive down the road 300 miles. Well, if you picked up a nail while you was at that dock getting loaded, and then you close your doors, you take off and run 300 miles, that tire goes flat, you don't know it, and it puts a lot of stress on it, and you're liable to blow one of the ones on that set of fuels, or you get premature tire failure. So it's just a good idea. It's just, so that system alone was like $550, and it will pay for itself if one episode ever happens. You know, like if a tire starts going down, that system just paid for itself. That's the price of one tire. So yeah, we got that. So we went looking for a steering wheel. Seen a lot of steering wheels, but just did not pull the trigger on any of them. I think if I'm going to get a steering wheel, I'll just go through Binky up here at exit 8 on 81. And you know, we were looking for some the hi-hats that we've always been looking for, and we found some knockoff ones. I think it's going to look pretty decent, so we'll get those installed here in a day or two. And we got ourselves a LED light bar for the back of the trailer, for a backup light on the trailer, to make it easier backing into my driveway at night, because backing into my driveway is narrow and it's dark, and sometimes you need to see. And so we can either hook that up to a reverse light, or more than likely I'll put it on a spare switch so I can control it from inside the cab. So we got that, and let's see, we looked at fifth wheel plates. We were going to go with the greaseless fifth wheel. Just wasn't convinced on what they had. So we have it. I can't get over it. So we can't, and he's way over on the shoulder. So we can't forget, we don't have that picked out yet. Oh yeah, and some other breaking news. We got all our lock cradles for our trailer. We found them on, went to the Great Dane website, because when I was having a truck polish in Keeneman, I used their ladder and got up there and took a picture of the cradles, found out what they was. Got on the Great Dane's website, found a part number, and went to eBay, keyed in the part number, and found all kinds of different prices on them. And I think Great Dane wanted like $11 a piece. Some Chinese company had them for $1.50, but Granger had them for like $3.60 a piece. And so we ordered them through Granger, and we got enough to go 16 lights down the side, and 7 across the front. So we'll light it up. And these are the pin lights. And I seen one at the show that had the pin lights, and 13 looks really good. And so we'll get those put on here hopefully in a few weeks. That's probably going to be required to go to a dealer. So we just took a week off of work and spent a lot of money, so we need to work for a few weeks before we have put those installed. But we'll get it done soon. So what else did we get? I don't know, but anyway, so well, you know, I'll tell you what amazes me is that the people that spotted me at the show, just, I mean, it never ceases to amaze me at the quality of people that I meet. You know, it's just, I'm just really humbled. And let me tell you guys, I do not mind at all, man. I mean, it kind of catches me off guard sometimes or whatnot, but do not be afraid to approach me, man. I mean, it's fantastic, you know. And you know, I mean, you know, the sad thing is, you guys know a lot about me, and I don't know anything about you, you know. So when you come to me and it's like, you know who I am, but I don't know who you are. So I try to piece it together, but it's really difficult to piece the screen name with your real name and blah blah blah, you know. So but yeah, it's just amazing at the quality of people I meet, you know, and I'm just, wow, you know. It's so awesome. I'm just so ever grateful and thankful. So thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate you approaching me and saying lots of positive, give me lots of positive feedback. So it's great. So anyway, so yeah, the truck show was just super crowded. I didn't make it outside to see any of the show trucks because I had things on my agenda that I wanted to cover inside the show, inside the places that sell stuff. And Saturday gets opened up to the public, and so it gets even a lot more crowded. So I really wanted to spend my focus on the innovations in the business and see what was out, you know. And then I was going to go see the truck show on Saturday. So y'all see those turkeys to your right there. So, you know, I was gonna go outside and see all the show trucks on Saturday, but man, it was nasty. Rain. So we got back to the parking lot early on Saturday, and Uber, man, let me tell you, Uber is killing it, you know. I mean, Uber put on a fantastic show. I mean, I mean, they had a tent set up in the truck lot where thank you TA and Petro as well. Holy cow, TA and Petro, man, just they were in the parking lot and let us park there, brought in showers, and Uber had a tent in there, and I mean, they had a concert every night, and you know, free coffee and donuts in the mornings, and snacks during the concerts, and then last night was Tony Justice. Man, they had the best slider cheeseburgers and chips and pretzels and cookies and brownies and GPS is lost. And drinks, soft drinks and water. I mean, they just went. They went all out. I mean, it was phenomenal. I'm telling you. Uber, you guys rocked it. Which brings us to a great topic about Uber. Because my comment section is gonna blow up. Oh my God, Uber killed the taxi industry. Well, I don't know anything about the taxi industry. I know there's still taxis running. If you go to New York City, I think there's still lots of taxis everywhere. I don't live there. I don't know. I don't have taxis where I live. I've only held a couple of taxis in my life. And they were quite expensive when I did, So, if anything, Uber helped the small guy make some side money with his daddy's 4-door sedan, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I've never even taken an Uber ride. I'm set up with Uber to take rides, but my first ride's free, but I've never done it. I live in the sticks. But anyway, everybody's giving a rip roar about Uber getting into the trucking, into the freight brokering business. Oh, they're going to kill the trucking industry. They're going to kill the rates, blah, blah, blah. No, Uber's not going to kill the rates. The truck drivers be what kills the rates, not Uber. So if the rate's real low and you take it, well, that's on you, man. Leave the cheap freight sitting on the dock. Don't haul it. I've got the Uber app. I got set up with Uber 3 days before I went to Matt's, and then there they are. And I'm like, hey, we're good, So yeah, I've been looking at Uber Freight, and I'm seeing some $3 and $4 a mile freight. And yes, you see some cheap freight as well. And you can see cheap freight everywhere. It's not just Uber. It's everywhere. You can find Landstar loads that are cheap freight, You can also find high dollar freight. You just got to know how to look, when to look, and where to look, So don't haul it, There is more freight than they are trucks. Be a little bit more selective with your freight picking, So that's all I got to say about that. So don't sit here and gripe in my comment box that, oh, Uber's going to ruin the trucking industry. No, they're not. No. You truck drivers will be what ruins it. Not Uber. Uber, you put Uber out of business. They got cheap freight, you don't haul it. Guess what? Uber's not going to be in the freight business. Nobody's going to haul their freight. So don't sit here and say Uber's cheap freight. Everybody's got cheap freight. You guys out here leased on I'm not going to pick a company, for $1.16 a mile. That's cheap freight, dude. You're not making no money like that. And you wonder how I'm able to wash my truck and polish my truck and buy chrome for my truck. I don't haul $1.16 a mile freight. That's all I got right here is $4 a mile. I don't haul cheap freight. Stop hauling cheap freight. So yeah, and I've got the Uber app, and I'm seeing their rates up there with everybody else. And what's on that app is what you get. No hassle, no haggle. Click the button, take the load, voila. Probably like Snyder Choice program. I've never done it, but click the load on the Qualcomm, it's yours. You ain't got to call, and all that load's gone. Nope. If it's on that app, you touch the button, it's your load. So it seems like a real easy system to me. And that app even shows you what. I'll go through that app with you guys one day, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I think it's a wonderful platform, and it's going to be a super easy tool to use to book a load. I think it's going to be phenomenal, So, yeah, don't sit here and say Uber is going to kill it. No, Uber ain't going to kill it. Your truck drivers be what kills it. Quit hauling cheap freight. You can do it all. You can put Swift out of business if you want to. Quit hauling Swift freight. That's cheap freight, Quit doing it. Problem solved. Whew, that was a rant. But anyway, so yeah, back on the topic of Uber, let's stop this and restart it. want to make sure I get this. So back on the topic of Uber, I had the opportunity to meet a few of them, and it's pretty awesome that a couple of them are that subscribe to my channel and watch my channel and know who I am. I'm like, wow, that's just that's just so bloody cool. But anyway, one of the guys is over marketing. He watches my channel. So man, I appreciate it. I'm not going to call your name out on here because blah blah. But thank you, sir. I appreciate your viewership. Is that the right word? But anyway, I look forward to talking to you one day and doing some business with you. And I was able to talk to the app developer, the kid that develops the app. And tell you what I'd like to see done on the app is to have a place on there for the weight. So I gave him a little bit of feedback, even though I've never hauled any Uber freight. But I gave him some feedback on the app. There's some things I thought I could see that would improve it. So yeah, so really, really awesome. So now let's move on to Cummins. So I seen that Cummins had a really nice large display there. Should have shot some video footage of the Cummins display and trailer. My apologies for that, sir. I just do not do any videoing at all of Matt's. I don't know. But anyway, so I pulled up my emails. You guys remember that Cummins invited me to do a tour at the facilities in Columbus, Indiana, and meet the head development team that developed this engine. And I never got around to it. What I wanted to be better at videoing and better mic setups and better at speaking, articulation. I don't know, but anyway, so and I was trying to get together with Steve Peterbilt Steve, and we just couldn't pull it off. And then winter came, and I just don't go that direction in winter. But anyway, so I pulled up the email to find out the people's names that I was emailing, and I dropped by the booth and say, hey, I'm looking for so-and-so. Well, they were out at the moment, and so I left him my business card and said, let them know I came by. And it was about 5 minutes later they called me, and I went back and met with them and had a nice meeting. Really awesome. It's just, I just cannot, like I said once again, I cannot grasp the level and the quality of people that I meet out here that watch my channel. It's like, wow. So I need to step up my game, and the last 3 or 4 videos have been some serious idiotic ramblings. So we're getting sidetracked, blah blah. Anyway, so yeah, and so I was able to give him some good feedback on his engine, because now I have 17,000 miles sitting behind it, and so I'm able to provide some good feedback, because back when we first got it, it was still brand new and didn't have enough feedback. So now I feel like I can give quite a bit of feedback on this beast of an engine, and it would be a more productive meeting. And I shared some things with him that I thought about it, and what's so funny is he watches my videos, and I'm sorry, I got but anyway, so yeah, so what was so funny is he watches my videos, and he said, hey, did you get your air compressor fixed? I said, well, no, I didn't know there was anything wrong with the air compressor. He said, yes, you talked about it being noisy, and he hears in the video, he said, yes, it's not supposed to be that noisy. They make a piece that goes on there. I guess it's like a little rubber extension or something. I don't know what it does. But, so yeah, so it's not supposed to make that noise, and that so we will, whenever we get around to it, back to Cummins shop there at the house or wherever, we will put that piece on there and quiet that air compressor down, so it doesn't sound like a 2-stroke John Deere under there. But So yeah, it's pretty cool, man. That you watch my videos and whatnot. But that's like KB. I'm just going to tell you, bud, that all trucks, the air compressors run. It's just you can hear mine. You know, that's why that splitter valve pops off. You'll hear it go psh, while you're going down the road. It's because your air compressor ran and it topped off and it reached the pressure pop off and it spits. That's why it does that, because the air compressor runs. They all run, you know. Sorry about that, sir. I was explaining to some of these viewers of why that air compressor. It's just mine is noisy, and it is noisy. So we'll take that and have that addressed. So but that's really cool. So yeah, that was. So yeah, I just met some wonderful people at the Mid-American Trucking Show, and Peterbilt Steve was there, and it's been exactly 1 year since I bought this truck, and he was there. So I thought it'd only be fitting that I met him in the Peterbilt booth. So we met him over there at Peterbilt, and exchanged courtesies a little bit. And it's a shame those Peterbilt guys, that Peterbilt booth, doesn't know who Peterbilt Steve is. In my opinion, Peterbilt Steve is the best of the best and the top salesman in the country. So I'm going to give you guys a link to Peterbilt Steve's page. Y'all check it out in the description box there. I'll see if I can't find a link to Peterbilt Steve's Facebook and his YouTube thing. Y'all go check Peterbilt Steve out. The man builds some beautiful trucks, and so yeah, it's just really, really awesome. So yeah, I had a fantastic weekend, man. It was just awesome. Met a lot of viewers in the show and outside of the show there in the parking lot, and just had a great, fantastic time. No, we didn't get any footage. Apologize for that. There's just so many YouTubers there that did it and does a fantastic job at it. Just like Text-O-Matic Pictures. Maybe we'll put a link into his site as well. You guys go check him out. He does this for a living, so he needs all the help and he can get. I'm going to have him one day, if I catch him, my truck's freshly cleaned up, we'll catch him in Texas and have him shoot me an intro for my YouTube channel, and yeah, and you guys go check out his work. He does some fantastic videography and still image shots as well, and he can travel to you and shoot your stuff for you. So anyway, we're just riding down the road listening to Tony Justice CD that we bought, and Brad James was there. I missed Brad James. Some of you guys probably seen some Brad James stuff. He's a truck driver. His videos get spread around Facebook quite a bit. Pretty awesome guy. He makes some really cool songs about trucking. But anyway, I was going to tell you about another booth that we went to check out. It was Evan Stinger. He's probably the world's greatest polisher. One of the world's greatest polishers. He was there in a booth with, I think, Renegade is the product line that sponsors Evan. So they had a big old, pretty large booth there. Lots of beautiful models surrounding him. But anyway, I checked out his products, you know, and I talked to Evan. And he gave me a quote on my trailer back there, endless all the way on the rear. A really good, fair price. So whenever the weather breaks, we might have to go up there and see him and get the rear housing done. But anyway, so there's that. We're just out here rooster cruising. Had to get out a little Nissan's way. It looked like he was going to push me down the highway. And this is a Dragonfly truck on our right. can't pull a grade, but he can go down a grade. So if we're going to pass him, we're going to do it the old school way and get into the throttle. Oh yeah, speaking of throttle, I bought myself some billet I don't know if they're billet pedals, but got me some chrome looking fuel and brake and a clutch pedal, but I bought the rough cut ones so they'd be, my foot would get traction on them, not the slick ones that my foot would slide off if it was wet. Yeah, that guy cannot pull at all, but that lane's about to run out anyway. So then we'll be back in the home state of Tennessee. But anyway, so yeah, Evan gave us a good quote on polish, and we'll try to make a trip up there this summer and get it shined up back there. Get that donkey all looking pretty. So anyway, we had some other news. Oh yeah, I found the greatest truck alignment shop in the country, and that'd be Kansas City over there. Kansas, I don't know what part, I don't know if it's Kansas City or it's in Kansas. I never heard of the guy, but apparently he's pretty well known. Everybody I run across recommended him. I can't tell if there's anything wrong with my alignment. I got 117,000 miles on it. All my tires are wearing perfectly, you know. I know Chris said he went and had his done at 50,000. I still haven't done mine yet because I haven't noticed any tire wear issues. So maybe that'd be another trip this summer, go out through Kansas, and maybe we'll take a load like to Denver or somewhere, Salt Lake City, something. We stop in Kansas on the way and get the alignment done on the truck. He's the guy that's on, he's been on the Dave Nemo show, I believe. I was going to say Truckin' Bozo, but we don't have the Truckin' Bozo. He's only Kevin Rutherford. I don't listen to his channel very much. I think he might have been at Matt's. I didn't see him. But yeah, they had a lot of good concerts at Matt's. Kelly Pickler. I didn't do any of those concerts, you know. You know, time we got through all that walking, man, we wore out, you know. And but anyway, old. So yeah. But anyway, there's today's ramblings. Hope you enjoyed the ramblings. I got a Volvo, my donkey. I was ready to do that. I have a Volvo on my donkey. I kept expecting him to pass me on the right. I'm doing 69 to 70, but I'm just not fast enough for him. So luckily he did not jump out in the right lane to pass me, but I didn't want him to accuse me of being a middle lane truck driver. So anyway, so that's all of my idiotic ramblings for the day. I hope you enjoyed them, and we will see you on the next journey tomorrow.